Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Whoever's watching this at this particular time, I hope you're having a lovely day. My name's Naomi, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 2 of Attraction Marketing on Social Media, Nice Style. So today we're going to cover off some really exciting topics that I get most excited about. So if you joined us in episode 1 or you've watched the replay, and if you haven't watched the replay, we have that recording and you can catch up after this session. But what I'd like you to do is don't feel, if you haven't watched episode 1, that you can't take the information out of this session today. Still take notes, and then you'll also have a recording to go back on if you need it. Feel free, excuse me, feel free to share these recordings with anyone in your community. These sessions are designed for anyone. So it doesn't matter whether you're in traditional business, online business, doesn't matter if you have 1 or 50 businesses. If you're doing any style of attraction marketing, whether it's via social media, emails, or belly to belly, the same principles still apply. And what I like to do is keep everything super simple, because my brain works better when there's not an overload of information. I work better just getting to the real source of how to, without the fluff. And that's what I'm trying to bring here, real tangible things that you can apply without having to overload yourself with a bunch of education, just simple strategies. And the hardest part for everyone when they're doing attraction marketing is they overthink things. And then guess what? They don't do anything. So that's what I'm trying to bring to the table, is simple strategies. I've been working on social media as long as social media has been around, for 14 years. And I have educated myself in this sector, and I've spent a lot of money and a lot of time doing that. But what I've noticed is that the simple strategies are simple, and you don't need to go and spend a lot of money or time applying those simple strategies. You could be just starting out today, and those strategies will still apply. So I hope what I've shared in session 1, you've done your homework. And if you haven't, and this is the first part of the series that you see, I encourage you to go back and watch session 1 and do the tasks that I set out. So in the last episode, we covered off setting up your bio for maximum optimization, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever it is you use. Now, just to let you know, I mainly use Instagram and then Facebook. So I have my Instagram interlocked to my Facebook. So when I post or share a reel or a story, I only have to do the work one time. I use Instagram as my number 1, and it automatically shares whatever I share that one time to Facebook. Why do I do that? Because I'm about having a freedom life. I like keeping things simple. I want my time back. So if I do one step, I've technically done 2 steps, which is awesome. And it doesn't affect the reach. Despite what people say, I still get a lot of feedback saying that they've seen my posts on Facebook, even though I didn't use Facebook as my first step to post. So I know what I'm teaching and guiding people works. I've built successful businesses in the past traditionally, so I have that old school mindset. And what I've been able to do is bring that into the techie world, which is Instagram, whatever social media you use. So I know that old school teachings still apply to the online space. So I do have some notes to keep me on track. So if I'm looking down, that's why. If I don't have notes, I'll go off on a tangent. In the last episode, we also covered ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT you can access through an app on your phone. Let me see if I can bring it up and I'll show you because I like showing. I'm a visual person. So you can see I have 3 different ChatGPTs. I use this one the most, the white one. You can also use it on your PC. Now, I use both. It depends. I'm very visual, so sometimes if it's a lot of content, I like using it on my computer because it's easier to read and navigate. And ChatGPT, I'm going to be delving into more because ChatGPT, I want you to treat like your personal assistant. Okay? It's a fantastic tool, and we're so lucky today to have something like that. And if it's used correctly, it can save us a lot of time. So today, I'm going to be covering off more ChatGPT, how you can use it very simply. I'm also going to be talking about a brand called Unsplash, spelt Unsplash. Again, that is an app on the phone, or you can access it through your PC. We're also going to be covering today creating personalized B-roll. Easy 5-second to 15 seconds. What does that look like? How do I do it? So some of the key points in attraction marketing, and I talked a little bit about this in the first episode, and we're going to keep talking about it through all the episodes, is defining your target market. That term you would have heard many times across the board. And I remember the very first, this was over 10 years ago, by the way, I remember doing a course. It cost me, I think I did it around 12 years ago to be precise. It cost me a lot of money to do that course. I spent around $8,000 and it went for a year back then. And one of the tasks that we had to do was define who our target market was. And I remember having notebooks, everything. There's no ChatGPT or AI back then, and all we had was Google, and Google wasn't very well equipped for this topic back then. So it was just my brain. It was just my brain, me and I had to define who my avatar was. And I was like, what is that? What are they talking about? And basically, what I discovered, and it took me years, and now I'm going to give you some tips because when we come away from these sort of training coaching calls, we think, all right, that sounds easy. But then we go to apply it and we're like this. Oh, I don't know what to, I don't know. I don't know. I'll come back to it later. Who relates to that?
Yep.
Put your hand up. Absolutely. Right? So guess what? After years and thousands of dollars, I can save you a bunch of time and a bunch of money and just give you the answer. Your avatar is a person just like you. You're perfect. What do you call it? Your perfect person, your perfect, hang on, let me look at my notes. Your perfect, yeah, your perfect person who you're wanting to attract, whether it be you're a product-based business, you're a crypto-based business, you're a travel-based business, whatever your business is, your perfect target market avatar is you. Would you agree? Put your hands up.
Yeah.
How many times have we said to ourselves, I wish I could just find more people like me,
Mm.
right? So there you go. I've saved you $8,000. I've saved you a year. I've saved you a lot of hassle. Think about who you are. And that's not easy either, can I just say? It takes a little bit of time and a little bit of deep diving. What are you attracted to? We all know what we don't like on social media, and that might be different for all of us. But we definitely do know, if we spend some time thinking about it, what are we attracted to? And in that exercise is really simple. The first tip is, who do you follow? Why do you follow them? Who do you aspire to be more like? Whose social media are you attracted to? When you see posts or reels, what drew you there? What was it about that you liked? Think about the last time you were stopped with an ad on social media. Did you buy something? When was the last time you purchased something on social media? Why did you buy it? What was the emotion? Was it the visual pretty post? Was it the content? What information did they give you that attracted you to that? Now, I could sit here and give you a bunch of brands, but I'm not, because this will be public. So I'm not going to promote other people's brands on social media. But I have recently just purchased a few things on social media. And what I did, because my brain is trained this way, but now I'm trying to give you some tools in your toolkit so you can start looking at things from different angles. I went back after I purchased and I had a look. What attracted me to that ad? Was it the visual? Was it the content? And then what got me to purchase? What got me to reach out and start understanding your own emotions and what drives you to buy? What drives you? I hate this word, but I'm going to say it. I don't like the word consumer, because we're all consumers. So I want you to start delving deeper into what evokes you to purchase, what evokes you to reach out to people. What is it? And what that's going to do is that's going to start teaching you who your perfect avatar is for you. And we need to understand that to become great at social media. You don't have to have the prettiest. Look, if you want the prettiest Instagram, go for it. It's not wrong. It's not right either, but it's not wrong. If aesthetics are what you like, then make it aesthetic. For me, on my social media, mine's not aesthetic. Mine's just whatever I feel at the time, but there's a couple of rules. There's a couple of non-negotiables. Some non-negotiables are I make sure that when I write a heading on a reel or a post, that it's centered. Okay? Because some people only look at things for a few seconds. So you've got to make sure that whatever you're putting as the heading is going to potentially draw someone in to read the content. So if I do a good enough job on the heading, they're likely going to read the content. So some of my non-negotiables are make sure that whatever's on my heading is enough for someone that's just a scroller. There's a lot of people that don't read the content. I'm a reader, but most people don't do that. They're just stuck in the scroll hole. And if the heading draws them enough in, they'll read it. So spend more time thinking about what you're writing here. And that's where I'm going to delve deeper into ChatGPT with you all today. And I'm really excited about this topic because, well, this session, because this is where the magic happens. And this is where you can start to really learn how to engage people on social media. And then what? So we're going to cover that too. And I'm going to write that note down because it's very important that we cover that today. And then what? Okay, so let's go back to ChatGPT. I'm going to try and share my screen and I'm going to show you, hopefully, in real time how you can use ChatGPT properly. Would you all like to learn that today? Yeah.
Yes.
Put your hand up if you use it every day. Okay, great. All right. Let's see if I can share this screen. Messy screen. Okay, let's see if I can bring it up. No, we don't want Spotify. Okay. Can you all see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I've put in I'll just move all your beautiful faces over there. Okay. So I went into ChatGPT and I specifically did this for today's episode. So I've written in here, teach me simple steps on social media, Instagram, on how I can start applying attraction marketing in the wealth creation sector with some focus on earning in crypto and travel rewards. How can I attract new clients in and show them how to earn and spend their crypto? ChatGPT is fantastic. This is why I say we really don't need to be spending money today on learning the basics. You just need to know where to go, how to use the tools, and get the most out of them. So here, ChatGPT's responded, got it. You want a step-by-step guide for using attraction marketing on Instagram to grow in the wealth creation niche with a focus on crypto earning and travel rewards. I'll keep this super practical so you can start right away. I love it, right? So define your attractive character. So this is about you, as I just mentioned. So this is going to give you a simple breakdown. Get rid of that. Share your personal journey with crypto and travel matters to you. Financial freedom, flexibility, and lifestyle. So I've just picked these two particular niches because this is what I use. And if you're in these niches, then you can use this. If you're in a different niche, you just add that niche to ChatGPT and it will prompt you. You can also use individual niches because variety is good. Always relatable and authentic. We don't want to come across as an expert. I love telling people I'm not an expert in anything I do because I feel like that, well, I'm not. And how can I be? I'm not. I know what works for me, but it doesn't make me an expert in any field. I don't have a PhD. I'm not I'm not any of those things. So I love letting people know that I'm not an expert, but I know what I know because I know it, because it's worked for me. People buy into you before they buy the product, right? So people want to get to know you. Some of the best feedback I've been given on my social media when people first connect with me is that they say to me, I feel like I've known you for a lifetime. And I love that because I really do try. It's not always perfect, but I really do try and show people who I am, what my beliefs are, what I'm working towards, and then sharing the success and sharing also slight frustrations. Our social media is more like a highlight reel, but I do like to keep it real too. And I do share some of our family's biggest pain because I feel like that gives people an insight into we are real, we are a real family, we've had our hard times, but this is how we've prevailed. And I feel like that becomes more relatable to you. It shows people a different dimension of who you are and why you're doing what you're doing. Quite often, I see people pop up on my social media and all of a sudden I hate this word too, but it is a word, selling a brand. And I might have known them for a long time. And then all of a sudden, their social media shifts gear. And all of a sudden, they're pushing, selling, promoting a product. And I'll tell you what I've noticed over my time is people come into a business and they get super excited about the product or services. And all of a sudden, all you see is spam across their pages. And you look at it and you think, okay, that's great. They're doing something new. They're excited. That's logical thinking. But it's all about just that. There's no why. They're not showing, they're not telling me a story. They're trying to sell me something, hoping that I'm going to click on it and buy it because they've shared it. But what I like to see is why are they excited? Why do they believe in that product or service so much? What is it about that they love so much? And I think we can all relate to that. We're all guilty at some stage or another getting super excited about something and then spamming our page, thinking that that's going to work. But the reality is it doesn't, and it won't. You need to tell people a story, a personal story, and inspire someone. If you're not solving someone's problem in your posts or igniting a thought process of, evoking a thought like, oh, well, yeah, I need I need to earn more money, but I don't know where to start. Or I need a new face cream because my face cream's not serving me at the moment, but there's so much variety out there. Where do I start? And if it's face cream you're selling and promoting, I want to know why you love it so much. I want to hear why you chose that over the thousands and thousands of face creams online. I want to know, out of the thousands of crypto opportunities out there, why did you choose that crypto opportunity? I want to know why, out of the hundreds of travel clubs out there, why did you choose that travel club? Because I really respect you, Sky. I've followed you for a while. Why did you choose that travel club over another one? Because I'm curious about you. Kylie, why did you choose that health product over the thousands, probably millions of health products out there? What lights you up about that? What benefits have you personally achieved using that over the millions of other things that I could choose? Because I respect you, Kylie. I've followed you for a little while and I like you. So I want to know what made your decision on that today. Because at the end of the day, we're being thrown ads in our faces everywhere we go. If it's online, if it's on the TV, if it's watching Netflix, if it's walking in the supermarket just to grab some bread and milk, we are being lit up in our faces, ads, 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 ads. But the beauty of social media is we can stop the ad and pause it and read it, or we can let it go. We can follow people we like, or we can block them or unfollow them. We have control. So when you're posting and sharing on social media, don't waste your time posting something quickly just to get it out there. Because if you don't spend the time with a little bit of personal story and inspiration and why you're sharing it, you may as well not post. It is a waste of time. It'll get crickets. Now, I'm going to touch on this. It doesn't matter if people don't like or comment on your posts. And I'm going to say this in every single session because it's very important. I don't get a lot of love and likes on my posts. I don't even worry about those. If somebody does love or like my post, I always say thank you. Connection. You can do that privately. You can also do it publicly, which is a good thing for your algorithm. I always like to do it publicly, and then I'll send them a message and say, thank you so much for your comment on my post today. I hope you're having a magic day. It's not to get in there and start trying to sell something to them. It's about creating connection. People like thank yous. It's rare these days. But what we do look at, and you should all have your social media on public if you are promoting or trying to grow your business online, is what you do look at is when you've got your professional dashboard set up, which we talked about in the first session, you will see a number down here of views. That's what I look at. And how I determine what works. And you got to give yourself a month of posting at least once a day to delve into the numbers. Numbers don't lie. So you would have 3 pinned posts at the top. Oops, sorry. Right? We talked about pinning posts at the top, which we will delve more into. And the first 3 tiles should tell me a little bit of a story about you. And then when you share a reel or a post or a story each day, you'll start to see numbers come through. Where you can delve in deeper is when you click on professional dashboard on your Instagram. It's going to give you all the statistics. Okay, it's going to give you how many views I've had. So what I want you to do, if you're not on your phone, is open up your Instagram, those that have set their dashboard up to professional and public. If you haven't, it won't work, and you'll just need to do episode 1 to set that up properly. And you don't have to say, you don't have to tell me, but I want you to look at the insights should be from the 6th of August to the 4th of September. Do you all see that? Put your hand up if you see that. Okay. Now, my views for that month is 31,500 views. Okay. Interactions, 524. New followers, this is pretty cool, 562. New followers in that 4 weeks. Total message contacts, 34. And I've shared 163 pieces of content. That's a lot. So this is where I want you to get used to looking. You can look every couple of weeks while you're going through a growth phase, while you change, when you change and optimize your bio, you'll notice, you should start to notice a daily climb in those professional statistics. So I don't get hung up on how many people put a love heart. It's always nice. And as a community, I try my best to jump on people's posts and give them some like and love. I don't scroll social media a lot. I have lately because I've been looking at different things. But I don't generally. But when I see anyone in my community pop up, I like to share the love. And it's a good idea that you do the same in your community too, because the more loved hearts and comments they get, guess what? Instagram goes, oh, we'll just give you a little bit more reach. We'll just give you a little bit more reach. So it all helps. So back to this. This is all to do with define your attractive character. So your avatar, who you're talking to, and why you're talking to them. Optimizing your profile. Well, we talked about that in session 1. You can go back to that. Content that attracts. We've covered that. So value posts. And, here is really cool for ChatGPT. This one here, 3 ways to start earning daily in crypto without being techie. That's a perfect heading for me because I'm not techie. I get by, but I'm not technical. So basically what that's going to say to my audience is, okay, well, she looks fairly successful online, but she's not techie. What message is that going to give people? I can do it. If she's not techie, but she seems to have some good success, then maybe I can do it. That's the message that it's giving people. Lifestyle posts, you traveling, enjoying rewards or freedom moments. I mean, who doesn't want that? Relatable stories. I was tired of working hard and not seeing money grow. Here's how I changed that. And you can ask ChatGPT to give you more content that attracts, and it will. If you're not posting daily, you're messing up your own algorithm. You hear a lot of people say you need to post 3 times a day. You don't. The only time I post 3 times a day, and I'll give you a little secret. Let you in on a little secret. Yesterday, I accidentally posted 3 times a day. That was an accident because I'm not techie. I was trying to schedule my post for today and tomorrow because it's Father's Day. I'm busy online today talking to you guys. I've sent the husband and the kids out, and I'm like, I'm going to get super duper organized. And I tried to schedule, and guess what they did? They posted yesterday straight away. So I've got 3 posts yesterday. That was a mistake. 1, 2, 3. I was like, oh my gosh. Now I've got to create something for today and tomorrow. Why? Most people would think, oh, well, I've done 3 posts. I don't need to post for the next 2 days. No, because see, if I miss posting every day, my algorithm will drop. Instagram will go, oh, Naomi's taking a holiday. We're going to drop her reach. And I don't want them to do that. I've worked too hard setting up and staying consistent online to take a holiday from it. Now, that might sound daunting for some, but trust me, it's not when you've got ChatGPT as your personal assistant. Okay, so we're going to talk more about ChatGPT. So here it does break down step 5, build connections in the DMs, attraction marketing. People come to you, but you need to engage. Don't forget about them. Just a simple thank you and maybe ask how their day is going. You can always transition naturally, and you can ask ChatGPT more how to do that on top of what I'm going to share. Leverage Reels for growth. Reels get the most reach right now. I'm always checking this. Reels have been the best for a long time now, and I don't think that's going to change in a hurry. So if you're not doing Reels, I challenge you to start. Okay, so now see how here it's prompted me. Do you want me to create, this is ChatGPT talking, do you want me to create a 7-day Instagram content plan with post plus reel plus story ideas so you can put this into practice right away? I'm going to say, yes, please, but just reels. Okay, you ready? Perfect. Reels are key right now for reach and attraction, which is what we're talking about. Here's a 7-day Instagram Reels content plan you can use straight away for wealth creation, crypto, and travel rewards. Now you can put whatever you want into it. So here we go. It's done it all for you. 7-day Reels plan, crypto, travel, and freedom. Day 1, lifestyle hook. Clip, you sipping coffee, walking or laptop and travel shot. Now I'm going to show you how easy it is to film a 5-second coffee reel. And I'm going to do it live because I talk to so many people who say, oh, I can't do it. You don't need the best lighting. We've got you've got editing. You can edit that or put a filter on it for that. You don't need to be in the best location, and you definitely don't need to do the hair perfect, the makeup, put a suit on. You definitely don't need to stress yourself out and worry about that. If you keep it more natural and authentic and do things a little quicker, you'll feel ease and flow when doing it. So let's do the first one. You sipping coffee. Now, all I've done is I've gone into my camera, I've clicked on video. I'm going to make sure it's in selfie mode, right? And I've got it at me. I'm going to stop talking for a minute and I'm going to show you how quick it is. I've got my cup of coffee here, not just another pretty face. And I'm going to show you. Hopefully that worked. Okay, it worked. Now, there it is. Ready to use. Press play. Ready to upload as a reel and put a hook on it. You could be making your coffee in the morning or your breakfast, and you just need 3 seconds minimum. 5 seconds is perfect. And for longer, if you've got a longer content, you can go up to 15 seconds, not a second longer. Now, get into the habit of just taking quick mini clips wherever you go, whatever you do. You could be brushing your hair, you could be making your bed, you could be putting your makeup on, you could be sipping coffee, eating breakfast, doing whatever. Start getting into the habit of creating lots and lots of mini reels. If you have a partner, get your partner involved. I think we all secretly like these ones. I could be wrong, but I really love watching people walk away. I don't know am I alone there? Who likes watching those ones, like couples walking or someone walking into the paddock or walking into the garden? I just love that. I don't know what it is about that, but that's a me thing. That must be a me avatar thing. I don't know. That's what attracts me. And you'll start to know more about that about yourself soon because you're going to put some work into yourself. Travel reward teasers. Oh, okay. So I want to go back over here. So clip, you're sipping coffee, text overlay. So what you would do is you'd go to Instagram, you click on reel, you put the reel in, and then you'd create text. This coffee was free, paid in crypto rewards. Well, hang on a sec. That's a homemade coffee. Of course, it's going to be free. So I'd probably swap that out for a bought coffee, right? But maybe you could change the words up. You could say something like, if it was me, I would say this organic coffee was free, made by me, but I pay for my organic coffee in crypto rewards, or my organic coffee beans in crypto rewards. That would be a little bit more authentic if I was to do that post using that footage. Quick story. So if you're doing a story, not a reel, you could say, I used to think crypto was complicated, but now it literally buys my morning coffee. Want me to show you how? Always have a call to action. Comment coffee if you'd like to pay with crypto too. You can reword things. That to me, how it reads is not authentic to me. So I would put probably a bit more of my language in it, but the concept would be the same. Does that make sense? Yeah. I think it's really important to change words you wouldn't use, because that's where the authenticity comes in. And here it is. It's given you 7 days of real ideas and content. So what you could do is you could set yourself up. Let's just say you're not time free. Let's just say you only have a couple of days off work a week. Maybe you're still working a traditional job and you don't have a lot of flexibility. Then this probably would take a beginner, I reckon 2 to 3 hours maximum to do a week's content. If I was to do this now, remember I'm not techie, but I'm used to doing it, I could probably knock this over in under an hour. Okay, but as a beginner, you're going to be putting more thought and playing with things a little bit more. So the reality would be 2 to 3 hours, and you could have that entire week done. Now, if you're not used to using ChatGPT, as you can see, I can't change the words directly in here. So what you would do is you would come down here, you would copy it, and you can drop it into a Word document, or any document where you can edit. And then you've got your copy and paste ready to go. You've got it ready to go. And you can add whatever you want in there. Here it's asking me, want me to also script example captions and hashtags for each reel? Let's just say yes. Great. It's now giving me the relevant hashtags for each post. And I do this because if you're going to use hashtags, you want to make sure that you're using the right ones. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time. Doesn't work. So here we go. Great. Fantastic. Let's see what else it's prompted us. Would you like me to also put this into a weekly posting calendar template like Monday? Yeah, sure. Let's go. A lot easier. And it's given you the CTA in there as well. Excellent. And it just goes on. So when you start to use this and you use this properly, this is a fantastic tool that's going to save everybody so much time and so much brain energy. But the key is find a time to do your posts every day. If you want, success, if you want more audience, if you want more clients, if you want more followers, we all want those things. We don't go into anything business-like to not attract more people into our space. So if you're not putting the effort into this, it's not going to work. All you're doing is giving out your time for nothing. There's an old term. If you don't plan, you're planning to fail. And it's an old term, but it is so true. And the same thing applies in social media. So your next task is making sure that you did the homework in episode 1, right? Because you want to make sure that you've done that right first before you apply this homework. So if you haven't done that yet, I encourage you to go back and do episode 1 and do the homework. Then I want you to spend some time working on who your avatar is. And I bet you it's a person just like you that wants more freedom, wants more time, wants more money. Maybe you want to sell some products. So work out what it is that attracts you and apply the same method. Defining your target audience. Create content that resonates with your audience. Be authentic. Show who you are. Reels and stories are where it's at. And value-driven content daily. So I want to thank everyone for joining me on attraction marketing and social media with me. And episode 2 is now at a close, and I look forward to doing episode 3 with you all soon. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attendance, and I'll see you all soon. Okay. It's not letting me stop. Now it is.